is not just a group of islands. It is a place where history, culture, and colonial power have been connected for more than 100 years. The colonization of Hawaii is not only a political event. It changed people's identities, transformed cultural traditions, and disrupted the moral order that had guided Hawaiian society for generations. In this video essay, I explain how the United States colonization of Hawaii affected political structures, cultural expression, and the Hawaiian principle of pono, which means balance, justice, and harmony. Using historical sources, cultural texts, and academic studies, I explore how the U.S. used its power, how Hawaiians resist these changes, and why it is important for us today to understand and reflect on this history. From the perspective of the colonizer, the United States saw Hawaii as extremely important. Its location in the middle of the Pacific gave the U.S. military advantages, economic benefits, and more control in the region. American businessmen and political leaders justified the annexation by calling it a civilizing mission, arguing that U.S. rule will bring progress, order, and modernization to the island. Dr. Smith in 2029 also explained that U.S. colonial officials also tried to control Hawaiian culture by deciding which traditions were acceptable. They banned many Hawaiian practices, changing their meaning to support American political goals. Through schools, law, and cultural institutions, the U.S. presents itself as the most rational and morally superior authority. In contrast, the Hawaiian Kingdom experienced this as a serious threat. Hawaiians understood that foreign powers wanted their land, their government, and even their cultural identity. Queen Liliuokalani's song Aloha Oe, written before she was overthrown, expressed both love for their people and sadness about the loss of Hawaiian sovereignty. U.S. domination in Hawaii was not only political, it was also cultural and moral. When the Hawaiian monarchy was illegally overthrown in 1893 and the islands were annexed in 1898, Native Hawaiian leadership was removed, and systems that had existed for centuries were broken apart. Tengan, in 24, explains that colonization disrupted pono, the Hawaiian moral principle based on balance and community responsibility. Western laws replaced Hawaiian legal traditions, missionary values criticized by many indigenous practices, and the Hawaiian language was banned in schools. All of this created a form of structural violence because it silenced Hawaiian knowledge, created new power hierarchies, and tried to change the definition of what it means to be Hawaiian. Cultural practices were also transformed through an American perspective. For example, hula was cleaned up and commercialized mainly for tourists. Hawaiian oral traditions, what Smith in 2019 calls unwritten literature, were treated as unscientific, even though they were essential to Hawaiian identity. Songs like Kaula Nyapao, written to protest annexation, show how Hawaiians reject colonial control and fought to protect their dignity and sovereignty. Even though the U.S. had much stronger military and political power, the Hawaiians continued to resist colonization through language preservation, political activism, and artistic expression. The Hawaiian sovereignty movement, which became especially strong in the late 20th century, still questions the legality of U.S. control and defeats the right of Hawaiians to self-determination. The long-term effects of colonization are still visible today. They include loss of land and damage to the environment, economic inequalities that impact Native Hawaiians the most, erosion of the Hawaiian language and cultural traditions, and continual debates about sovereignty, tourism, and cultural appropriations. However, As Tenga explains, restoring Pono is not just about culture, it is a political and ethical effort to heal and bring back balance to a society deeply affected by colonialism. Critically reflecting on colonial histories is important because their impact didn't end in the past. These histories still influence today's inequalities, power structures, and the way we talk about cultures and identities. In Hawaii, understanding how colonialism changed political authorities, silenced Hawaiian voices, and disrupted Pono help us recognize the injustice that continues today and imagine balanced future.